Hey guys, so I'm here doing my studying like I do most mornings. Got my wife's study materials over here. It's a kitchen table actually, sitting in the kitchen, but got a book I'm working through. I got my Bible next to me, which I'm digging into a little bit, and I got my coffee, which says, Actually I can. And then once I finish it, at the bottom it says, And I will. But I wanted to read something here real quick. Talk about patience this morning, right? So the Bible is full of verses that talk about the fruit of the Spirit, and it talks about how the one of the fruits of the Spirit, or the fruit of the Spirit, if you believe that it's a singular use of the word, is about patience. And you've got, of course, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, gentleness, joy, love, peace, all these things, right? So this is just a study that's doing this, and I found this really powerful this morning, especially since I'm going through a conflict with a very old friend of mine. He's not old, our friendship is old, and just trying to find peace. 1 Corinthians 2 says the Holy Spirit gives you direction. It fills your mind, makes you have the mind of Christ. It fills you in on what God's plans are. And so without the Holy Spirit, you're just running blind. You're running on your intellect. You're running on your knowledge of, the Word, which is great, but it's not as powerful as running with the Holy Spirit, which the entire New Testament talks about, just being led by the Holy Spirit and living in the Spirit and not in the flesh and all that. But whole nother discussion. So let's read this here real quick. It says, the word translated patience is a compound word meaning long suffering. When the father of the prodigal son, which, by the way, the father is a type of God, and we are the son who ran away. When the father of the prodigal son waited for his son to return, he did so with an open heart. He was living with the open wound of rejection. Now, there's tons of people in our society right now with open wounds. So just it hit me pretty hard. So anyway, he was living with the open wound of rejection, and remove that word rejection and put anything else you want there, and this sort of applies. The father could have cauterized or sealed or burned closed that open wound by disowning his son with a furious dismissal. Yet instead he displayed one of the ingredients of patience, being slow to anger. And then here's where I want to end and make some comments. We often do not extend the same patience to others that we want God to have with us. Guys, it's very simple. If we put our wishes above what God tells us we should do, we have made those things an idol. Anything that's placed on a higher shelf or a higher priority than God is an idol before the God that we supposedly serve. And so, when it talks about having patience for others, that patience, our goal is to have the same level of patience that Jesus and God had for us. I don't know about you, I screw up all the time. And if God ran out of patience for me, I would be in big trouble. And, by the grace of God, by the mercy of God, here I am, living even with my mistakes. But our world right now is full of people who are not practicing patience, and they're really angry at each other. And so here I'm sitting here really troubled because I've had this again, long duration friendship with someone, and they've recently gotten very angry. And when I try to jump into the conversation, all types of accusations fly around about, lack of meaningful contact between us. My perspective is that I've tried many, many times to make contact, to have meaningful contact. And not everybody wants that. They don't reply, or they reply with lies. They say, yeah, sure, that sounds good. I will do this or do that. And then they don't. And so what do? Do I get angry? I was dealing with anger last night about this, and tried not to let that just, slide out of my heart into the world and make the situation worse, because it's not patience. So what do you do when somebody's angry at you? You pray for them. You reach out with loving words. You shut up and leave them alone and let them simmer. And ultimately, I guess, you make yourself available for the rest of their life for them to come back to you. But sooner or later, if they don't want any part of the process, of God working in their life. Unfortunately, you got to let them go down their own path, and it's their choice. I mean, that's what salvation is. That's what a lot of things in life are. There's a responsibility to make good choices, and so your responsibility is to make good choices in your friendships, in your family, in your community. To be patient with people, to be Christ-like, to model love that does not give up, even when you make mistakes, and own your mistakes and move through them and grow and all of that. But patience or long-suffering, man, think about that. The Father could have cauterized the open wound by disowning his Son with a furious dismissal. I don't know about you, I see a lot of people cauterizing their open wounds by disowning society around them with a furious dismissal. You don't have the right to be involved in my life. You don't have the right to speak into my situation. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. This is how it's going to be. And it makes me think of like a school teacher, right? So all of us are going through life, and we have these school teachers, experiences. We have our studies. We have everything that we do that makes us who we are. And so you run to the teacher who's responsible for training you, and that teacher finally gets so frustrated, they say, the heck with you, get out of here, go do it on your own, I give up on you. But it's their job to teach you, right? You're still, you're not purposely doing anything to tick off that teacher, but the teacher just got sick and tired of you. They said, go to the library, study on your own, you go learn this stuff some other way, I'm not going to do it anymore. Well, the teacher's not doing their job. I got news for you. As Christ followers, our job is to never, ever dismiss somebody like that. I'll say it again. As Christ followers, our job is to never, ever dismiss somebody like that. We are to have patience, long-suffering, and to work. When somebody comes to you, you are to respond to them with the love of Christ. I'm supposed to do that. If I don't do that, I'm missing the mark. I'm sinning. And if I do not choose to put God in that highest position, and I put my feelings, if I put my desires to be right, my desires to, show that person exactly what it is that they're doing wrong or something like that. I've made that thing an idol. It's above God. It's on a higher shelf, a higher priority. Not good. So I'm processing this stuff. That's why I'm making the videos. Talking helps. And, so I'm just trying to be as patient and loving as I can. And actually, I can through Christ, through the Holy Spirit. And I'm going to keep trying to love folks. I'm going to keep trying to reach out to them. But guess what? If I've offended you, that is not ever my goal. My goal is to grow and to help you grow. And if our faiths don't line up, then I can't help you. The only thing I can do is bring you closer to the Jesus I know, the Jesus who outshines every other faith on this planet, including atheism, and can actually bring you hope, can bring you goodness, can bring you all these great things in the kingdom that were designed for us from the very beginning. So the list here, just from here. Again, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, right? I don't know about you. I want lots more of those in my life. No other faith on the planet brings those things. So that's the way I'm going to live. And if that makes me a radical, hallelujah, praise Jesus, whoopee wow, whatever words you want to put out there, I'm going to keep serving him. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I love you guys. And, don't be weary in your mission. Don't give up. God bless.